There are only a couple of events each year in the off-campus student housing industry that brings all of the industry leaders together. The premier event for the industry is the Interface Student Housing Conference in Austin, Texas. For 2023, this event is being held April 3rd through 5th and will draw over 1,000 attendees and a complete who's who list of executives from the management, development, and investment firms under one roof at the JW Marriott in Austin for 3 days of sessions, roundtables, and networking. So who are some of the folks attending this year's Interface Conference? Well, let's meet one of them right now. So Alex, I hear you are going to Austin in a few weeks.
Yep, April. Can't wait.
So I obviously Opinion has been a part of this over the past few years with Interface, and we'll get into that and some recommendations you may have here. But first of all, thanks so much for sponsoring the podcast earlier this past year and all the work that we've done together over the past year. It's been fantastic working with you guys, and just the type of product and service that you're putting out there has just been amazing. And I guess that's where we should probably start. For those in the audience who have no idea what Opinion is, give them that 30 to 90 second elevator pitch.
For sure. Well, first, Wes, have loved every second of working with you. You're the man.
Thanks.
So with Opinion, we are a fully integrated solution to help you measure and manage the resident experience at your properties. And we help you get real-time feedback from residents at each of the trigger points that Opinion's integrated with. Move-ins, move-outs, maintenance, property tours, lease renewals. We also hit everybody quarterly if they haven't received a feedback request, just so you constantly have a finger on the pulse of all of your residents. And understanding if they're having problems, you can solve those immediately. And if not, we help you leverage those into online reviews, which is great.
This has been fantastic because I'm not only, someone that is sponsoring, or that you guys are sponsoring for us, but I'm also a client. I've used it on the properties that I've provided asset management for. And it's a fantastic tool. I used it this past week when I went to a group of properties and, had a couple of, thank goodness, resident responses that did not make it out to Google, but I wanted to follow up with and find out if everything had been solved, and it had been. So, and it was one of those things where the staff said, they other than that review that was able to come through their Opinion dashboard, they never heard anything from the resident. And it's just because the resident's busy and they've got other stuff. So getting that email and asking for it goes a long way in how we're communicating with our residents now. So that's been fantastic. Well, listen, this is, what is this, the third, fourth time that you've been to Interface?
I think, third or fourth. I got to add it up and see.
I think 2020 put everybody's mind is like, okay, we've been there 4 times, 5 times. I'm not sure. so yeah, I completely get that. Well, for the folks that maybe this is going to be their first time going, maybe on the vendor side, maybe, as an operator or developer, what's some of the things that you would really kind of suggest, as far as, again, just within the conference, what are some of the things that you would suggest they do and that you like about it?
Yeah. One of the things that sticks out to me with these Interface, especially with the student housing show, is Interface does the panels differently than I've seen in other conferences. It's much more natural and it's approachable, and you can go in. So my recommendation really would be don't miss a panel if you can. I know sometimes they have concurrent panels, so pick the one that, speaks to you the most, but they always seem to find the people with the best experience, and they're always willing to share what they've learned about the subject. And they're not holding things back because, they're also operators, but they're always willing to share. So that would be my suggestion.
Well, great. So it is Austin, and it's not just about the conference. There's always great things to do in Austin. So, as I've put this video series together, I've asked everybody, all right, what's the recommendations for someone that's coming in from out of town that they've got to do before they leave Austin?
man, I don't think you can go wrong. I don't think there's a restaurant you can go wrong with.
Yeah.
We've had a few good experiences at Fix. Yeah, just really anything that you're able to do there, the more time you're able to spend, the better. I think go explore and spend some time out of the convention and visit some restaurants and see what there is to see in Austin for sure.
There's no shortage of things to do for sure.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I know just within the past week or so, you guys have launched a new awards category. You guys are calling it Resident Choice Awards, and that has been something that's garnered a lot of attention, and I think everybody is pretty excited about it.
Yeah. So the Resident Choice Award is a long time coming. We're the way that Opinion captures feedback from residents is in real time, but it's also after those trigger events, right? So the move-ins, the maintenance, and we're able to silo those scores to just that specific experience, right? So you have a move-in score, a move-out score, a property tour score. We can even score all the way down to the leasing agent or the maintenance technician who provided the service. So you can get an understanding of how those are doing. And we get asked quite a bit by clients, how can I compare myself to others in this, this score? How can I compare my move-ins or my maintenance or those things to the other communities or my competitors nearby? And so we created the Resident Choice Awards kind of off of that idea that in a sense, if you're going over and beyond to deliver a better experience, and you're using a tool like Opinion, or you're using Opinion to understand what your residents think about your move-ins or whatever trigger event that is, and you're making changes and you're making improvements and you're bettering that experience, your scores will go up. And we want to highlight those individuals and those companies who are doing a great job at each one of those trigger events, and then in overall as well. Because delivering a great resident experience is not easy. It seems like it should go without saying, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to hear them and deliver the experience that they're looking to receive, rather than just a cookie cutter experience for everybody.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So anyone on the student housing side you want to call out for the Resident Choice Awards?
Yeah, actually Redstone Residential, our best buds down the street here, they won quite a few awards on this Resident Choice Awards.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. I know the guys over at Redstone they've been killing it on a lot of levels recently, and fantastic for them. Can't wait to see those guys at Interface as well.
Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of effort and energy into it, and it shows. I mean, the residents that live in their communities can tell the difference, and they've rated them as such. So,
but how else can you? I mean, if you're working for Jake Jarman, you're bringing your best every day, right?
There's not another option, man. There's not another way to do it.
Okay. Well, next thing I want to talk about. We've talked a little bit about some things that you guys are doing what's incredible. And we had your CEO on back over the fall for a Behind the Biz episode. And Justin mentioned several things, that have happened in the past year, but him and I were involved, 3-4 years ago, and just the evolution that you guys have had, since kicking off has been incredible. But there's a couple of things you've got on the horizon that I think are going to take it to a whole nother level. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. We're actually just in the middle of a soft launch with an integration with ChatGPT. I know that's a lot of hype around that right now, but our whole goal is to help you take items out of the hands or off of the plate of your on-site staff and automate that, right? That's what technology should do is create a better experience for you managing your properties.
Yeah.
And so this ChatGPT integration is first of its kind. It will read the review that the resident posted for you online, and it will write a response that's very unique and specific to that experience the experiences they mentioned in their review. It's really cool. It like there's an automation or it shows you what kind of types it out as it's typing, so you get to see it working, which is really unique.
Yeah, that is fantastic because even even in properties that I've, rolled Opinion out, there's still that feedback, especially with the stuff that, goes out to Google, because regardless if it's positive or if it's negative, you want to respond to it. And there's been companies that have basically, started kind of a division within their companies of just responding to that stuff so that, their property managers aren't tasked with doing that because they've got enough to do during the day. So that's really cool that you guys are adding that. That's going to bring a lot of value for sure.
Oh, I think so for sure. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Let's talk a little bit about setting up an appointment with you guys. If there's somebody that is listening to this and they're like, okay, I gotta meet with these guys. Are you guys going to be at a booth this year? What's the best way for them to get a hold of you at Interface?
Yeah. So we're going to be speaking on a panel. I think it'll be I'm pretty sure it's the third day is when the panel will be. Okay. Craig Johnson's our chief sales officer will be on that panel, which is about improving the resident experience, which is awesome. And then we will be booth number 605, I believe. That could change, but we'll be in the same area, if not that exact booth.
Oh, great. And it's Opinion spelled with 3 I's. So if you're looking for it, make sure that you're looking for the one with 3 I's.
That's right.
Well,
spell it.
There you go. There you go. So a couple of things with that, if they want to set up something in advance, if you got a calendar link or something that we can add to the show notes.
Yeah. I'll send you that for sure.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, Alex, I appreciate it. Again, thanks so much for the sponsorship this past year with the podcast, and then also with the upcoming luncheon that we've got in Austin as well. Looking forward to that. If you're listening to this, and especially if you're on the operator side and you want to invite to it, let us know. You can email us. We'll put that email in the show notes as well. Very, very limited. So I can't promise that we'll be able to get you in, but certainly do that. And that would just be for operators because it's our sponsors and then our guest operators. So, and we're going to be rolling from doing a lunch right into a live podcast recording, and I'm pretty stoked about doing that. I think this is the 5th time we've done this, so excited about it. Well, thanks so much, Alex.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Wes.